It's kind of loud.
Stanley, you're the best cat in the world, Stanley. My sweet Stanley. Stanley.
Hi. Bellyache, huh?
Stanley. Right, kitty, 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 right.
That's a rapid fire meow. Alright, let's just do this. Even shuffle isn't even shuffle. Even shuffle is always the same. I don't know who these that there is no random. There's even patterns in supposed random. Yeah. It's dumb. Maybe if I picked a song. Listen to Eddie Rabbit, Driving My Life Away. Nope. Not listening to that. Hi, welcome to my tube. My name is Marge. I'm a Heyoka empath. I just like having these little talks on the way I feel about things. It's been a hard day. It's been a very rough day for me. I've had a very hard, rough day. I thought I'd wake up and be all excited. But I haven't been sleeping very much lately. I've been getting up 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. This morning, I think it was probably 4:35. I don't know. But I just had immediate anxiety. Immediately from the beginning of my day, I had to start transmuting freaking anxiety, fear, just stuff that I don't have any control over. You know? And I should be really excited. I mean, yesterday we got a place. We got a place. We've been looking for a place for so long. And then this morning I woke up and I'm just like, I feel like I'm standing on the edge of a cliff and the ocean is curled up right over on top of me and it's just going to break. And it's just feeling powerless. Tomorrow's Jessica's service. I just called my niece, talked to her for a couple minutes, let her know I'm not going to be there and I'm real sorry, you know. I also understand that God does for us things that we can't do for ourselves. And it could be a very interesting, you know, and you get people, you get family and different dynamics, and it's just, sometimes it's just not good, you know? It's neither here nor there. How are you today, Ma? It was actually a busy day because I had so much anxiety. That's how I do. I go out and I do things so I'm not at home laying here stuck in my head. And the neighbor kid that lives next door, he had to go stay with his girlfriend who's up in Cuesta, and they weren't, well, last I heard last week, it was like kind of a sketchy deal. Like he had to go live with her because of where she was staying was sketch. But I brought him some food today, and the place that they're staying up there, and it's not where they were staying, and it's a lot more, it's more ideal for their situation. So, but I took Mom with me, and then on the way back we stopped by, and I'm like, there it is, Mom, there's the trailer we're gonna rent. You know, it's kind of exciting. It's 2.5 miles from the John Dunn Bridge, so anytime now we got an extra room, you know. Anybody wants to come out and visit, I'd be glad to show you around. There's a lot of pretty parts around here, northern New Mexico. They have their own little mini Grand Canyon. They call it the Gorge. It's more like a gash. I don't know. I don't know. That place makes me nervous. I walked across the bridge one time, and I probably won't do that again. I don't like driving across it much either. So things are getting trippy, man. Things are getting weird. I've had some weird requests lately that I've just had to just step back and be like, "Oh, you're serious? You're not kidding." Just like when people keep talking about how the veil is thinning, in my mind, I see that between like, because my whole life I've seen in frequency. That ain't nothing new to me. I believed in frequency and emotions or frequency and it's all that energy, all that stuff, and I talk about it a lot in my talks. But the veil, man, I think the veil has more to do with like people's personal constitutions, you know? Like they don't got no lines that they're not willing to cross anymore. It's no holds barred. It's a free for all. It's really weird. There's a story here in Taos that's unfolding the last few days where a 16 and two 14-year-olds went into a house to rob it and then shot the occupants and killed a 52-year-old woman. And her son was like in critical, but 14, 15. Where are these kids' parents? All these kids that are looting and stuff like that. I mean, everywhere you go, there's headlines. These kids, man. 15, 16. I mean, I was like hanging out with my buddies, chasing down Elvira, the pinball machine, trying to find where it went next. You know? Maybe smoking some weed. I didn't even really start drinking then yet a whole lot. I mean, but I never had that in me to just want to cause violence, and it's just, there's consequences to that. You don't just get to go around and do whatever you want and causing harm and all kinds of stuff. So I don't know, a lot of the stress, I'm gonna miss these cats. I'm gonna miss them. You know? One of them one of the kittens woke up the other day and it had like blood all over its lips. Not this morning, yesterday morning. I was like, what the hell? I don't even know. I had to put like, it hardly let me. It let me a little bit. I put some hydrogen peroxide on it, and I've had to soak its food to make it soggy because its tongue is rough. So whatever happened, whenever it licks its lips, it's just like breaking it open more. So how does that heal? What do I do? I just, it's like problems happen, or situations in life happen, and then I just figure out what I need to do to take care of it, and I don't always have the answers. It's just a lot of it's trial and error. So, and Gray Kitty's gone. He's been gone like 3 days, and he's not the one that does this. He likes his naps in the comfy spots during the day, so it's just something else to let go of when I don't want to. I want to hang on to everything. I don't get to. Nothing is ours. We just get to borrow things and love them for a little while. That's why it's so important to me to keep my family together. It is very important to me to keep my family together. I see in the world every day where people don't. And I know that would do to me. I know what that would do to me. That would be very, very harmful for me. So, my personal constitution would be very, very compromised. So, anyway, I don't know what the moon is in today, but God, I hope tomorrow it's freaking something better, man. I'm due for a good day, and I was talking to a buddy. I was messaging him because he said yesterday he was having a hard time, but so today I sent him a message to elaborate why, and it's energy, it's energetics, it's like there's a lot of people in lows right now. and just trying to navigate through life. I know what that's like, trying to navigate through life through lows. Now my earth angel today, I woke. That's the other thing that happened right when I woke up this morning is I looked at the weather in different places of the country to see, where I've lived before, and people I know there. I like to see what they're experiencing, and I looked at my earth, and it was raining, and I know that she has a lot of pain and stuff like that when it gets cold and rainy, and then I don't hear from nobody, and now everybody's like, have a good trip, and I'm just like, what? I'm not going. I suck. So I called her this morning, and I knew it. I knew she wasn't going to feel good today. And then I called a couple times, and I was like, wait a minute. She's not answering. I was like, she really must not feel good. So, but she let me know later this afternoon that's what the case was. So I appreciate when people tell me, and because I just have to ignore all the thoughts of the potential things that could have happened. Most of my energy I spend is not going into the feelings of the things that I think. It's very hard because I have a very vivid imagination, and I have a really broad life path. I've had a lot of life experience in my life. I've known a lot of people, they've had a lot of life experience. And sometimes periods of time are just harder to navigate through to others, And there's a lot of people going through it, There's a lot of people going through it, but... Oh, that's what I did, is I drove up to show a buddy of mine the trailer, and then I was going to bring the food, but I didn't hear from the kids, so I brought him back to town, and then I heard from the kids, so we had to go back out. So it was a lot of driving today. I probably drove 60 miles, and I don't usually drive 60. That's a lot. I used to drive a lot more back in my 3D days. I drove around a lot more. Here it's kind of I told the guy at the post office today, I said, I believe that towns have a frequency, and their frequency, like different towns are different timelines. So you come to Taos, you are going back into time. You are. Or you're going to post-apocalyptic era. No, it ain't that messy yet here. But it's just very, very primitive. And people are not big on making, like, doing what they say or making everything is just at its leisure. Like, time doesn't exist here. People will show up when they show up. If they show up, they'll do the job that they're paid to do. Maybe. There used to be a show called Erie, Indiana. And Taos a lot of people look at Taos as an energetic vortex because of the mountains and stuff. And all the history, there's local talk of the giants that roam across the plains up in Cuesta, and I mean I always looked at mountains as sideways giants, like ever since I was a little kid, on those Greyhound buses, just watching the mountain line, but I believe in an all things possible multi-universe. I think, so like all those people that have been given evidence that we live on a plane, the flat earth, to them, the flat earth is a plane. You know, that's how it is. Globe. I don't know. I haven't been given enough evidence to even really chime in. I don't think it matters. I think it matters more how people treat people where they are, wherever they are. You know, it's weird to see America turn into a third world country. It's really bizarre to me because I don't know, like I'm contrarian. I'm Heyoka, so I always look at the other side of whatever prominence is being shown to us. And I was in Operation Iraqi bullshit, and I saw today that they were trying to extradite Assange again, and it's just like, dude, there's so many freaking nasty, gross people in the administration of this country. I just see purple. Purple's my least favorite color. And when people like talk about blue and red, I just see purple. It's a circle of greed. It's made up reindeer games. It's the world's largest resource hog to try and perpetuate some ideas of freedom and all this nonsense when we're the antagonist in so many other parts of the country. That's why people hate Americans, because we go over there, frickin' bomb people, kill people, and take their shit. All right, and then and put a freaking noble fluff piece to it, or it's just ridiculous. And I remember, because I remember seeing the video. You know how when you work in an office and this is a cute little funny cat video. I'm gonna send it to my friend that works in the cubicle over there. Oh, cute little kitty. Yeah, they had videos like that when I was in the military, but it was the footage of these guys, these pilots. I can't fucking stand flyboys. They're just freaking. They're just little shits. I couldn't fucking stand years before when Top Gun came. I couldn't stand flyboys then I was surrounded by them, had to support them. Like, you guys suck, man. You guys suck. And one day you'll just be old man and no one's gonna think of you, and you'll think about your glory days, and your glory days aren't gonna matter. And the guy, he was firing on civilians, and he was laughing. Ha! Firing on civilian. Yeah. Laughing. That was a United States pilot. That was somebody's dad. That was somebody's son. That was somebody's uncle. Yeah. So, boy, word's really getting out now. Anyway, what do you do? So, yeah, there's the and that's the thing, and that's and this is what people glorify, and it just makes me sick every time I go to a parade where they're like, go killing, go soldiers, go soldiers. Every time on my Facebook feed where I see that because I'm telling people all the time, stop letting the kids, the people that you love, people that you care about, stop encouraging them to go in the military. Let them go learn a trade. Let them learn upholstery. They can go to become a mechanic. Heck, go be a farmer. There's all kinds of stuff that you can do than like I did to go to college, and then I got wrapped into freaking being a part of killing a whole lot of people. Yeah, a lot of people. So that's my karma. And now I'm trying to preserve life and be on the light side of things and not cause harm to people. And I swear I have had so much freaking shit being flung at me in the last week. And what people don't know, oh my goodness, I do not know my breaking point because I meditate. Thank God I do not know my breaking point. But it's just like, I can only take so much, and I am only so level-headed, and people have been coming after me this week. They really have. And it's really, my Earth Angel stuck up for me, and I had to call her. She sent me a message, and she told me something that she'd done, and I had to call her, and I just started crying, because I'm like,
I'm 48 years old, and I've never had anybody stick up for me the way that she stuck up for me. If anything, though, the person who I thought was my friend will commiserate with whoever's talking shit about me. So, yeah. INFJ. That's my personality traits. Those are my INFJ. So, we don't have a lot of friends. We don't have a lot of friends. And, our circles are dots. But at the same time, however, it's quality over quantity. And I know that this is just a crappy day. And that tomorrow's a new day. And, I just am tired of being a nervous wreck. Usually because my days are the same, and then something happens and it's like, whoa, ripple. It's just something else to trip me up. And then, it's, usually people have more people in their lives to buffer, or distract them from the scary things that are happening, or to sit next to them and say, hey, it's okay, you'll be all right. I never really had that in any person, and that's what I've been looking for. And the people that I've had it in, it's like I didn't believe them when they told me it'd be okay anyway. You know what I mean? If that makes sense. But I know there's a lot of people going through stuff. And there's people, there's people on the other side, like, of this stuff that are going through things that are way bigger than what I am. And I pray all day, every day. Today I was just praying for people. I was just saying prayers all day long just to distract myself from what my reality is. And, and it is what it is. And I used to hate that saying. I hate it. I'd get mad at people for saying that shit. Don't say that shit to me. It was funny. Mom watches Longmire. There's an episode that he gets all mad because his best friend Henry says, it is what it is. He's like, don't say that to me. It is what it is. It is what it is. So, we've been doing a pretty good job of staying on the light side, though. I haven't let myself get too heavy, as far as my thoughts. I used to let my thoughts go, and I don't do that anymore. I control my thoughts. I don't let my thoughts control my emotions. It's the transmutation. That's what's hard, is like ignoring and telling myself, no, you're really okay, even though my whole body is just feeling this freaking colossal wave of impending doom. Ben Davidson? Space Observers? He's been putting out his questions and answers videos. He's in Scottsdale this weekend. He's been putting out his stuff, and it's just like, dude, this stuff is gonna happen. Nobody just knows when it's gonna happen. Like, I've had these dreams for years of what he's talking about. Like, a lot of, like, the visuals that he has, I've seen in my dreams. And a lot of times this stuff, it's like, it's happened. It just hasn't happened yet. It just hasn't happened yet. So, I will continue to encourage people to live local, to keep cultivating those relationships with the people in your area, and don't get out of your comfort zones, man. Get out of your comfort zones. Don't just hang out with people that,
Hang out people make me uncomfortable all the time because there's always stuff to learn. But anyway, just keep looking for the silver linings, the good stuff. You know, because if you cease to look for the good things in the challenging and the painful situations in life, you know, if you don't see the lessons and the goodness and the blessings that come from it, well, if you get to live any kind of number of years, if you do get to age any kind of way. I mean, it's just where I think about it now. Like you have like Angela Lansbury just died. We used to Mom. I grew up watching Murder She Typed, and she was 90 years old. You know, and it's just like people now are they think they're gonna. It's like now it's like people live. It's a crapshoot, really. I mean, now there's so many external things, extenuating circumstances, and people are just like ascending. It's just their turnover. They're just going back to source, you know? And people keep talking about like these miracle Marvel babies that are being born now and stuff, and like we're in a period of time where the human being is evolving. You know, this is like the greatest jump of evolution. I have the ability of telekinesis. I can move objects with my energy. I've done it on these videos. I've done it for several people just randomly in public. You know, people I know, hey, you want to see a neat trick? You know, and people, oh, yeah, that's cool. You know, but it's like, do you know anybody else that can freaking move things with their energy? You know? But I guess it's just a party trick. I mean, people don't. I think of other people that if they could do that, they'd be a lot farther in life. They would have a lot more perks. My life isn't about perks. I assure you that. My life is not real perky at all. I don't even really like perky. It's just, you know, we always live minimally. That's why it's so hard to watch me just see just like the numbers of resources that people just piss away and purge. It's just like, that is insane to me. That's insane. And they're just numbers because there's nothing to back anything. Money is not backed by anything. You know, it's such a reindeer game, man. How did this world got so weird because the people that are running it, I don't even know. They have bad ideas and they're goofy and most of them are freaking just blotto all the time. They're not in their right mind. And there's a lot of people that are, and they're just trying to navigate through this planet, you know, through the insanity of it. And it's not going to get better. It's only going to get worse. The more the freaking Earth raises its vibration and we on it raise our vibration, the more we get freaking, you know, I think when the sun blasts, this is my thing. When you see the sun blast out and it's not Earth facing, I think that is what activates the planets in the astrology. You know? All right, Saturn, do your thing. All right, Jupiter, activate them. They're not getting it. And then people, depending on where their vibrational frequency is, whether it, you know, low or high, whatever, you know, collective consciousness, or this is just all about me, you know, wherever that is, they're drawn to those energies that Saturn, Jupiter, Pluto, they all put out. I got Saturn on my I got planets on my shoulder. But yeah, and so there's a lot of freaking stuff, getting karmic stuff from past lives. See, because we're shifted into the age of Aquarius, and our spirits are being activated to where it was 272 and a half, 3 years ago, whenever it was, depending on you, everybody has a different answer. But back then, your spirit remembers. And then your spirit remembers where it was 273. And it's like, we come to these stopping points, and it's like, okay, where are you at, spirit? Are you still living for yourself after all these lessons of what happens when you do that? Or is it a collective consciousness mentality? And people got to understand, what they do, it impacts other people. What people do impacts other people. And the older I get, the more sensitive I'm. See, it sucks being an energetic sensitive, man. We're the ultimate freaking people pleasers. It has been so hard for me to learn how to just not. And I'm still not good at it. I'm still not 100%. I'm still learning. So, anyway. Got a lot of stuff off my chest. I feel better. I always feel better when I was like, Mom, I'm not doing a talk today. That was like at 6:40 or 6:30. So I'm not going to do a talk today. But it's just like, I got to get this stuff out of my head, because if I didn't do a talk, I would just be laying back there just thinking about it. And I'm tired. I don't want to think anymore. So, not for tonight anyway.